The sense of power that holding a gun gives can go to people's heads. From the highest-ranking citizen to the common criminal, Ugandans seem to like brandishing guns to enhance their sense of manhood, sometimes with disastrous consequences. New Vision TV looks at some high-profile cases of gun misuse. Soon after Uganda got its independence, the unresolved issue of the lost counties between Buganda and Bunyoro came back to haunt the young state. The president of Uganda and king of Buganda, Sir Edward Mutesa II, went on the ground to canvass for support in the referendum of 1964. Uganda's second president, Milton Obote, never touched a gun in public. But the third president, also a militaryman like Mutesa, was Idi Amin and showed off his gun skills often. With a white pistol holster on his hip much of the time, Amin used to do target practice with cameras rolling. In October 1987, nearly 2 years after the highly disciplined NRA took power, a senior cabinet minister, Kahinda Otafire, drew a pistol and pointed it at a woman who insulted his ethnic community in a bar. She was the wife of Sam Kutesa, a man who was deeply disliked by the NRA historicals. But being a disciplined officer, Otafire regretted his action and resigned his ministerial position. Sometime in 2005, an elderly lawyer who once served as Secretary General of the DP, Francis Wenche, was doing his work at the High Court when he saw some DP activists looking for him. He did not want to see them, so he pulled out his pistol and aimed at them. The DP activists ran away for safety. In December 2008, Arua Municipality Member of Parliament Akbar Godi took his young wife Rehema, barely out of her teens, to an isolated village in Kayunga, put a pistol in her mouth and shot her dead. He was charged, convicted and lost all appeals after the Supreme Court. But the lenient court only upheld his relatively light sentence of 25 years, which will end before 2030 even if he doesn't get parole. Godi accused both President Museveni for framing him and opposition Supremo Kizza Besigye for not supporting him as he battled the murder charge. On Election Day, in February 2006, the then-President's legal assistant, Fox Odoi, went in Tororo and, brandishing a gun, caused a stampede among the voters. He was arrested over gun misuse and questionable position. Fox was to later become Member of Parliament and is still a politician. On Christmas Eve of 2009, Major General Kasirye Gwanga did not like the noise being made by some worshippers near his house. He went to the church, fired several rounds in the air, and all was quiet. He went and enjoyed his sleep for the rest of the night. In July 2010, a petrol station attendant was shocked when a customer suddenly pointed a gun at his head. The customer was Member of Parliament, Aru County, Samuel Odongo Oto. The attendant was scared out of his senses, for he had done nothing except attending to customers in the queue. The MP accused him of serving only NRM members and ignoring the opposition. Fortunately, a police patrol vehicle came up and suddenly 2 skimpily dressed women reportedly jumped out of the back of the MP's car. The police demanded that he surrenders his pistol until the case was fully investigated. In November 2016, a 42-year-old businessman, Matthew Kanyamunyu, allegedly brutally shot dead a young man, Kenneth Akena, who was preparing for his wedding at Lugogo, for allegedly scratching his car while reversing out of a busy parking lot. The pistol he used has never been produced, and he wasn't charged with illegal possession of a firearm, although he had no certificate to be armed. Although Kanyamunyu was charged with a heinous crime, he was released on bail, and due to a shortage of judges, the case might not come up for the next 2 years. As November 2018 comes to a close, the Deputy Attorney General Mwesigwa Rukutana is in the news after a photo of his circulated as he carried an AK-47 assault rifle, which is a preserve of the armed forces, as he walked around what appeared to be a farm with some cattle. Several people have recently been court-martialed for possessing weapons, calibers that are a preserve of the armed forces. Although Rukutana is clearly above 35 years and could therefore not be one of the recently recruited LDUs, it is possible, however, that he could be some form of a member of the reserve force and may not face the court-martial. The culture of guns and their misuse has been at the root of Uganda's insecurity. It is hoped that the new police leadership is going to curb the misuse of firearms.